Hey guys, I hope you're well. Me? I can't sleep anymore. It is 1:44 in the morning, Michigan time. And guys, last night, man, I had the worst dreams, the worst medical dreams, man. Damn. Wonder if it's because I watch stuff like this. Videos. That's a video about human migration, human evolution, and human migration across the planet. Hey, I'm holding you by hand. Sorry about the shake. See him, man? He's about 3 times the size of my old friends Roger and Ralph, too. Ralph the second. They lived in a rectangular glass jar that would fit just under that shelf there, right? Under that cabinet. And they lived in formaldehyde. I used to visit them for years and years. They were always there. That's wrong, man. I can't sleep, man. I'm haunted by Hurley Medical Ctr. You want to hear an interesting trip? I was born there in 1959 on March 28th, okay? And, in a hospital after you're born, they clean you up, get you crying, assess your APGAR score. Then they hustle you off to the newborn nursery. Oh, Blitzen's giving me trouble tonight. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. Whew. Sorry, man. Couple people walking down the street, and Blitzen did not like that at all. Couple shadowy figures walking down. I don't even know how he could hear them. Back to my story. Interesting fact. When I was born at Hurley and placed in my whatever you call bassinet, I don't know what they're called, in the newborn nursery, I ended up being a biomedical tech there, right? The biomed department was 3 labs, all connected. Each lab had a door to the hallway and a door to the next lab. One was a general electronics lab, which connected to the supervisor's area. I started out working in that area. The middle lab was a small one we called the wet lab. That's where we did all IV pump testing and such, where you use fluids. We didn't use fluids in the electronics labs, except for the back lab, where I ended up working the majority of my career, where the ventilator maintenance was done and where I did almost all of the neonatal intensive care units isolates. I was the backup ventilator guy as well. That back lab, that's the lab where I built my set of acrylic paddles. Anyway, man, that back lab where I worked, that's the same room I slept in as a newborn baby. That back lab was the newborn nursery on March 28th, 1959. And guys, I'm haunted, man. I gotta move you. You'll fall asleep if you haven't already. Blitzen's laying in here with me now. And why am I babbling to you? Because I'm afraid to go to bed, and I'm going to pause you and play something before your face. One moment. I pause you. Okay, guys. Why am I making this video? I'm going to make it quick now. I'm going to try to. Because I a lot of reasons. A, I love to babble. B, I'm afraid to go to sleep. C, I wanted to share my story with you about Hurley. And I want to, this will probably be my last CW talk. Probably. We'll see how it goes after the next video. Oh, also, I have a most excellent outro for this video, for I've had a premonition. But I wanted to stress a few things for you guys that are new to RagChewing. For you scared to death, nervous as shit, never before RagChew CW ops. RagChewing's fun because, believe it or not, when you RagChew, that's your time to kick back and be relaxed and chill and have a little fun and play with your newfound skill. Or if you're an old timer, you're a wonderful skill. And I used a phrase in the last video. I used to say it, I like it. I used the phrase hyphening out. Excuse me. God, Chuck. Sorry, how rude of me. Hyphening out. What is hyphening out? Well, when you just haven't got anything else to say. Or you're a new rag chewer and you're scared to death and you want to bail. And so, hyphening out. And look at these hyphens, okay? Look at the spacing between them. Only the spacing between those two characters there is normal. It lets the other guy know you're thinking. How many hyphens should you send? As many as you want. And if you're scared shitless, send you some hyphens and just say back to you K. If it's been just a few minutes, you don't need to ident. Just say back to you K. Let's listen to some CW. Listen to these hyphens. I'll try to space it out goofily like I've written down there. Let me send a letter V a couple times. Let me turn up my side tone a tad. Hang on. Okay. Okay. Let's listen to those hyphens. Okay. The other dude knows that. Want me to turn the speed down a little? Hang on. That was pretty dang fast. Let's go a little slower. There's 20, I think. 19 or 20. Listen to those hyphens again. Here we go. He knows you haven't got a damn thing to say. Now, if you want to bail, send back to UK. And that's it. You're done. Or if you want to send what's on the next line, you know. Or you can send a KN at the end, which indicates that only the other station should respond. And why might you do that in a RagChew? Because it's common, it happens, and I recommend you do that. I'm going to turn my speed back up. That's intolerable, man. I can live with that. Send a break. If you want to join a QSO, RagChewers, I used to love to have a joiner to our QSO, you know. If I heard a break, I'd say go. You know, that's it. Okay. So I wanted to talk about hyphening out, okay? And not just if you're scared, just if you can't think of anything else to say, the hyphens, and then just say back to you, old man, or if you're sending that string of hyphens, just say DEN8NKK, whatever. Okay, and the next thing I wanted to talk about were errors I made in the last video. Down when I started clowning on FT8. You know what I mean? Maybe it's a sign. I don't know. It's a sign that I haven't sent enough CW. I sent error after error on one word. I think it was the word hate. If you find yourself doing that, screwing up a word, you take a few dits, send it again, you screw it up again. You could try a third time, or it's real common in a RagChew. You tried to correct your error a couple times. The other guy knows what word you're trying to send, man. What's real common is to send the word hi, which is laughter. You just laugh at yourself and move on. Whoops. You know what I mean? Even this speed's too slow for me. Anyway, how many dits? If you screw up a word, how many dits should you send? The most common, and what I greatly prefer, are just 3 long space dits. I'm going to turn my speed back up to where it's comfy for me and send a word for you and screw it up. I'll send the word error and I'll screw it up. Okay, here we go. Did you hear? Well, it ended in dits, you know what I mean? Bad word to demonstrate. But the word out, I'll send OUM, then a few dits. You hear how I space those 3 dits out? That screams error, mistake. I've heard people send more than 3 dits, like 5. I recommend not. That's a number 5. Although 3 dits is, well, if the way you're going to space it out, it would be 3 letter E's. You know. Okay, let's move on. Don't send like a damn PC or memory keyer. If you do, I'll spin the knob. And I don't mean in the middle of a queue, so I'm not going to bail on you and spin my knob because your keying is perfect. I'm not that big of a rude guy. Don't send. Take breaks between words, man. Yeah, if you have a moment, take a moment, I'm going to send my name is Chuck, and I'm going to have a brain fart before the word Chuck. Okay, I'm going to flip the sheet over in a moment. I pause you. Okay, you want to do some RagChewing? Try to get comfy sending your words, your letters, your characters at about 20. Beautiful RagChewing speed, so relaxed, and yet the flow moves along at 20 nicely. Have a hard time copying 20? And space your words out. It's the Farnsworth method. I've talked about it before, and I'm not going to demonstrate it here, but you're using faster character speed for the overall word speed, if you will. Let me turn this thing up and see what speed I'm set at. Oh, it's only 20. Let me try this. Oh, well, 20. My battery's getting a little low. Let me listen. Yeah, it's the same thing. That's a real nice conversational speed, See down here where I've said space words out? I'm going to space them out to far less than 20, but I'm going to send them at 20. Okay, here we go. You know, and if you can get to where you can copy a steady 20, a flow at 20, oh boy, I'm going to send space words out again, and I'm going to just use a normal flow. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful speed for RagChewing. What else did I want to say? I paused you. Okay, I'm not going to talk about this. It's just redundancy. We've already talked about spacing things out and taking breathers and the break between words, and that's fine in RagChew. It's what we all do. It's what we all did. But that's a subject for tomorrow's video, isn't it? And we'll see what happens to Ye Olde Landfille after tomorrow. The last thing I'd like to talk about, and I've talked about it before, I'd like to emphasize this for you RagChewers. I used to RagChew a hell of a lot using QRP. Generally with other QRP types. I see a bunch of refresh happening on my screen. I'm going to try to, yeah, that's a little better. And what I want to talk about is AS. Okay? If you get interrupted when in a RagChew, I don't think I've talked about it specifically in regard to RagChewing, but I'd like to know. If you get interrupted while in a RagChew, and you need to, even if you need to leave the rig, that's fine. That's fine. Send AS and send it several times. If I'm in a RagChew with you and I hear you send that to me, something came up at your end. How long will I wait for you to come back? I think I've waited for half an hour before. When in a RagChew with an interesting QRPer, if he sent a few ASs, I'll sit and wait. And I did sit and wait. And I'll find something else to do in the shack. You know? How long should you wait? Oh, I don't know. It's up to you, man. If he doesn't come back in a few minutes, something happened. And, yeah. And that's all I wanted to say, man, in this video. It's hard to stop making CW videos, but you'll see why I probably should tomorrow, or in the next video anyway. And so, I don't know what to do now. I'm not going to bed. I might have nightmares. Anyway, man. Dear Blitzy, I pick you up. Dear Blitzy is sacked out with me. Blitzy. I'll share with you an outro, a fun outro. Ever hear a nuclear nightmare era documentary, shame-umentary, called The House in the Middle? Meant to shame Americans into having clean yards and homes, and meant to sell paint. The house in the middle, the landfill in the middle. I heard a voice. Hey, Bluzzo, watch the house in the middle, man. Use it for an outro, Bluzzo. So I did. I hope you're well. I hope you enjoy your summer, especially if you're in Finland. Ever read the book Just for Fun, co-written by Linus Torvalds, the creator of the Linux kernel? Fascinating. Take care. I feel emotional, man. I don't want to stop making CW videos, especially. Anyone have any mercury they'd like to sell? I like mercury. Take care. And how do I want to end this? Are you ready? You may consider this the final countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.